On computer.
It takes a minute.
Oh, it fails me now.
Hello, YouTube.
Yep, we're live on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Hi.
We usually go live on YouTube right before we go live on Facebook, so it kind of gives
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to THS Lives here tonight. We have celebrity guest Bianca Allaine joining us, talking about her new movie, Zombinatrix. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So my name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook at Brian Enright, or if you're feeling, kind of crafty, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Horror Jew. Up next, we have Jared Letourneau. And Jared, give me that hot second real quick, and you may speak. Jared, good evening.
Well, thanks, Brian, and welcome in tonight, boils and ghouls. You guys can find me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or on Twitter at @zombie_survivor. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, we have award-winning director Mike Lombardo. Mike, good evening.
Huh? What's going on? Oh, God, around camera?
It's on you. You got to tell us who you are. No one's going to know who you are if you don't say it.
Tell them who you are, Mike.
Use your big boy word.
I'm really nervous right now. If you guys could just picture me naked or something, that will help me calm down. That's what they say.
Use your big boy words.
Back to you, Brian. Oh, you can find me at facebook.com/realflutter and screamteamreleasing.com, so you can buy White Doomsday.
Everyone, I'm having trouble. Do I just copy this? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just copy and paste it.
Onto zombinatrix.com right now? Okay.
Yeah, to the Facebook page, that'd probably work.
Yeah. Okay.
Up next, we have our president, Razor. Ray, good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for voting on the brackets this month and the new thing. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you very much, Ray. And with no further ado, our guest of the evening, she is the star of this new movie coming out called Zombinatrix. And it is a horror film with a little bit of a... What?
Yeah, I know. I feel so bad because I keep correcting everyone, and I don't mean to sound like an asshole. Like, today, I was speaking with someone who I'm on a podcast in a couple of days again, and they called it Zombinatrix, and I'm like, I sounded like such a dick. I really did. I was like,
so it's Zombinatrix.
There's no E in it. It's Zombinatrix, like Dominatrix.
So
Zombinatrix.
Zombie Matrix.
Well,
so you're dodging.
It's a play on words, zombie and then dominatrix, zombinatrix.
Well, you know what? The movie looks cool. It's got a very retro synth-like type style, like a movie that you would find on like HBO. Late at night in the 80s.
Yeah, like Shannon Tweed's, like Skinamax. No, just kidding.
Yeah, no, I mean, Shannon Tweed's probably somewhere holding the light in the air. I mean, like, she's got
Rhonda Shear. There we go. That's
yeah.
Girl right there.
So,
she's actually spoken with
all night.
Like, I was so honored that Rhonda Shear actually has me before. I was just like, I can't believe this. And Joe Bob Briggs too. So I was just like, wow, this is amazing. I'm still trying to post this because my dumb page has. Here we go. So I guess I see you moving around, and here we go. Let's see if we can go live on my Zombinatrix page. No, I don't. I guess the reason I keep correcting people is because. Part of me is concerned that I don't know.
People are going to confuse it with the movie Zombinatrix. So yeah, you gotta make sure that the Zombinatrix is not. Oh my
gosh! You know what? I have a funny story though. Like somebody was actually mad because someone tagged on our page. Tagged some girl's name, and she was like, "Oh, I know. I've already heard about it." But mine's better because it's called, hers is called like
I eat blood.
Domsies or Dom.
No, remember you got to change the title to Dom of the Dead.
Doms of the Dead.
still like Doms of the Dead. I might have to talk to you about like trademarking that with you. No, but hers was, I forgot what my husband would know, but she had apparently had some sort of like, and then she went off on a rant on the Zombinatrix page, like saying like, oh, I know I saw this, but don't worry, my movies or my book. She wrote a book, I guess. My book is so much cooler, so much better. And I was like,
if you need Mike Lombardo to beat someone up, he's got the strongest muscles I've known. I mean, I felt Mike Lombardo's muscles.
These guns, baby.
Bianca, do you keep those loaded?
Only with Justin's paint, ceiling paint.
Siemens paint.
He also makes filler, you know, like crack fill, crease and crack filler. What do you call that stuff?
Spackle.
Spackle.
Yeah. You're talking about cock?
Every day. So,
oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're talking about cock.
Cock.
I'm just one of those girls. I don't care. It's like all my friends have always been guys, which is ironic because I grew up, you know, basically with my mom and all sisters, and we were always just like making crude jokes and everything anyway. So
who's that guy behind you?
Oh, I call him Axel Bones.
Yeah, I was about to say, he looks like the original singer. Well, actually, he looks just like a carbon copy of Axl Rose himself. I mean, I couldn't tell the difference. I mean, except he's got purple hair.
He's about the same height, too. Let me show you.
Let's see him.
Yeah, Axel's kind of a short guy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love Axel. I think Axel's like actually the same height as me. I'm 5'9". I'm a little tall, so I don't know. Maybe he's 5'7" or 8, but he's got a lot of attitude, so it makes up for it, right?
Well, it looks like you put him in his place, so that's all that really matters.
I actually styled his hair and everything, so. My husband has another name for him, but I forgot what it was, and I don't want to mess it up because I am notoriously horrible with getting names wrong. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, so am I. I mean, I now I'm going to forever remember the name of the movie, and it's not Zombinatrix, the generic off-brand version of the movie you're trying to create that girl was so hell-bent and hell-strung over.
I have to find that post because hers started with Dom something.
Mm-hmm.
But it was
like instead of Madame or something.
Like dominant.
I can't remember. And I just laughed, and it was something that was shared. So I just have to go through. I guess I'll go through my shares and try to find out what it was. But she was so mad, and she was like, "Don't worry, mine's so much cooler. My book is so much cooler." I was like,
when the Asylum puts out their version of it, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know what? I would be ultimately flattered if Riff Tracks would ever do a version of it. I think I would pay Riff Tracks instead of them paying to get my movie. I would pay the guys at Riff Tracks to spoof my movie.
So Zombinatrix, okay? Yeah. What is this movie about? Can you give us a little insight on what you have here?
Okay, well, basically it starts out with a character that I play called Mistress Tawny, and I named her Tawny after Tawny Kitaen because originally we were in contact with her manager at the time, and she was supposed to make a cameo in the movie. And Tawny Kitaen, for people that don't know, she was famous for being in I think it's Witchboard.
Yep.
And she was in that Whitesnake video. She was one of the cars, right?
Yeah, the lead singer of David Coverdale from Whitesnake. So she was this glamorous icon from the late '80s, and she's not a bad actress either. She had a pretty good career for a while, but I don't know. The guy that I wish if I had spoken with Tawny personally, I think it would have been different. But the guy I was talking to that said he was her manager was like really shady.
Oh no!
Ironically, we went to Ben Margera's house to meet with this guy.
Oh my god! That was the first red flag.
Oh man, you met. So Ben Margera, he just had a house party recently.
He had a house party the night before we showed up, and so he's always having a house party. You want to see something funny? and it's a little mean, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, no, let's see it. Let's see this funny thing. Did you steal it from Bam Margera's house?
I didn't steal it. Poor Bam. I feel sorry for Bam, so I'm not trying to make fun of him. But remember he was like doing all this like crazy drawing on planks of wood and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That happened before he went to rehab. He's in rehab again, but it was happening before he went to rehab. Well, my husband did his own version.
Oh, look at that. Bam was right about Novak.
And there's Uncle, which is a big heroin syringe. And it says,
I wish I had Bam's credit card.
Credit card.
I wish I had his credit card too. I would pay off my house.
Yeah, well, Bam is okay. This is how much trouble Bam is in, and I mean like bad trouble. Like I feel bad for him. We got the code to his house from this random guy that was Tawny Kitane's manager. Okay, so basically, Bam is just giving the code out to anybody to come up to his house.
As a normal person would, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could have totally broken in and killed him. I mean, for God's sake. And
wait, hold on. I sense a horror setting exclusive. Did you break in and kill him?
No, he was asleep.
Ow.
We saw him briefly. We talked to his wife at the time, who was like swimming in the pool, and she was talking to us, and she was talking to my husband because my husband is related to Patsy Cline.
Okay.
Somehow, and so Patsy
does he
Cline
have the code to Bam's house?
What's that?
Does he have the code to Bam's house? Okay.
But I saw the skate rink, which now I think has been destroyed. I think he decided to destroy that skate rink. But I'm not gonna pick on the guy. Obviously, after Ryan, what's his name's passing, he's just had a lot going on, and I'm not going to be mean to him. You know.
No, I don't blame you. I mean, it's bad enough you already have the code to his house, and his wife doesn't even care. She's obviously in the swimming pool.
Let me tell you something. I don't know anything about his wife, but the people around, there were like multiple people in his house, like at least 10 people at the time in the afternoon.
Oh wow.
I don't know that any of those people care about him, and it's really sad. Like I feel like.
You're like, whose house are we in?
I feel they're just moochers, you know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons I kind of was like, I'm getting off of Facebook forever. And not that I'm saying like, oh, I'm as famous as Bam Margera, because I'm nowhere near anything like that. But I see that people are very opportunistic when it comes to manipulating people who are either kind-hearted or in a very, I don't want to say desperate situation, but he's not well right now, and I feel like a lot of people are taking advantage of that. So I mean, when I saw that I saw on TMZ or something that he got robbed in, like, was it Barcelona or somewhere? And
oh wow!
And then he was like, well, I'm sitting here drinking alone, and then he was in Paris or something, and he said, tomorrow I'll be at this fountain. Come out and meet me if you want to hang out. And I'm like, what are you doing? There are people that can really hurt you. You don't want to just.
No, that's crazy. So you talk about Bam. So are you actually from? Are you from Pennsylvania? Is that where you're currently reside?
No, I live right now. I live in Maryland. I live in sort of like the DC. We call it the DMV, which is the DC, Maryland, Virginia metro area. But I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. So
got you.
Yeah, and before that, I lived in LA for about 7 years or so.
Got you.
I've been all over the world. Not all over the world, all over the state.
I hear you. So you have this movie, Zombinatrix. Is the movie currently, is it done? Is it wrapped up? Or are we just, No? Okay.
I wish it was.
Because I'm only saying that because I was on Facebook and I was looking at the trailers to find trailers to put on before the show went live tonight. Yeah. And it says Zombinatrix full movie here. Click this link. And there was like 5 of them.
They're all spam.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Those guys. Here's what happened, and I'll be completely honest with you. We came up with the idea in 2015, and we wrote the script, and we were waiting for Mark Schoenbach to create the artwork that he painted from original photos and a concept that my husband created. So the Sadist Art Designs, I should say, because that's the company that Mark runs. And so we had that, and we had written a complete script. And then, not to get morose, but we had 2 Shih Tzus, 15 and 17, that passed away, one right after the other. And not only was it just like totally devastating, especially to me, that I just wanted to give up and not even come out of the house, but it cost us over, in vet bills alone, nearly $20,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, because we had to take them to the emergency room, and one had to be in an oxygen chamber, and every night she was in the oxygen chamber was almost $800. So.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Yeah.
Those vet bills are a racket.
Yeah, they are. And I hope in the future, now they have pet insurance, but for our dogs, they were old and they had pre-existing conditions.
Oh,
so
man.
It would have cost us $500 a month per pet to insure them for things like that. So
it sounds just like the American healthcare. So I mean, the pets get it as bad as we do. So that's unfortunate.
I know. And I fought tooth and nail for those 2 little babies because they were my girls. They were mine, since they were puppies. So
that's the hardest.
It's really hard. And even another reason I quit social media, because this month is like the anniversary of one of my dog's birthdays, and I just got, I won't talk about it too long, but I got to the point where I was feeling like, not suicidal, but kind of suicidal, because I was like, what's the point of like the most amazing, because I don't have kids. So it was just like, they were my kids. They were my whole life.
And like, grieving over an animal is nothing that, people should just like, disregard. Grieving over an animal, you're raising the animal since the time they were like little, and even if you weren't raising them when they were little, you have that bond, and they don't live very long either. And
I was very lucky because I had 15 years and one for over 17 years. So,
oh wow!
Yeah, they were both Shih Tzus, and I was really lucky, but it still didn't seem like long enough. You know what I mean? I still wish I had more time. But I mean, I learned so much from them, and to me, they were family because I was closer to them than I was with my own family, and I still feel like I am because you see them every day. They're there for you every day. They don't judge you. Animals aren't assholes to you on purpose. They're just.
It's true.
So it's like it hit me hard. So for a couple of years, I was just like, I can't do anything. I was just in a severe depression, and so was my husband, honestly. And I don't think he's ashamed to say that because he and I have been together almost 10 years, so he loved them just as much. And but then we were like, okay, we're back. We're gonna do this. So we did our campaign. Well, we've actually filmed like almost a third of the movie, but because we had that break between the dogs, which at the time I didn't tell anyone. We just didn't want to tell anybody what was going on because we didn't want to bring down the, you don't want to come in and be like, hey,
that's understandable.
I'm terrible because my dogs are dying. You know what I mean? You don't want to walk in and be like, I forgot. And my father-in-law died too, actually.
Oh, no.
And he passed away only right after his 58th birthday, so he was very young. And he died from a very aggressive cancer. And we were with him for 6 months, trying to help him with everything.
Mhm.
And then we were there. I've never seen anyone pass away. And so that was the first time I had seen someone actually die, like right in front of my face.
Oh,
And
wow.
I just, like, for 2 years, I was just in this deep depression that I just couldn't pull myself out of, you know what I mean? Because I was just like, what does this dumb vanity project mean when, you know, I'm seeing life and death right here? And it sounds dramatic, but it was a real eye-opener for me. But all of that stuff is happening. But my husband and I are the kind of people, we don't really tell people what's going on. We're very private about things. All I post are like clips, movies I'm watching, and music videos I like, which is basically Alice in Chains old stuff over and over again.
Mhm.
So no one knew what was going on. And 2 of our big cast members quit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they quit. They were just like, we don't want to do this. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want someone in the movie that doesn't want to be a part of the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, I mean, because the few times I worked with him, the vibe I got off of him, and I'm not saying he's a bad person at all or anything, but the vibe I was getting was, I don't want to be here. He kept checking his clock. Like, what time is it? How long do you need me? He was always late. He always left early. He was always impatient, and I was just like, this isn't working. So we scrapped like his character, and we went. It was
Kind
the
of
original.
felt like he was being half-assed about it.
What's that?
Kind of felt like he was being half-assed about it.
Yeah, and that's okay because some people don't really want. I had to realize not everybody wants to be an actor. Just because I want to be an actress or whatever, and my passion is movies, that doesn't mean everybody else feels the same way. So I had to kind of come to that realization, and this is my passion project, but not necessarily theirs. But and I'm okay with that now. At the time, I was really mad.
Well, I mean, it looks like you got your revenge. I mean, that's him hanging in the back wall back there, right?
He
That's
wishes.
right. Yeah.
No, I think he's more into music and everything, and that's cool. And I love music. I don't play any instruments or anything, but I mean, I can appreciate it. That's his passion more than acting. Plus, our chemistry was terrible because I think because I could pick up the fact that he was not happy being there. So I was just sort of like, well, this guy's not, delivering his all. So basically, I'm not talking you guys' ears off, am I?
No, you're fine. I mean, I love, hearing about this guy who just wanted absolutely nothing to do with a movie called Zombinatrix that looks cool as hell with this synthwave.
We do have a budding actor on the team here, Brian. You need an actor. He can come on down to Maryland, right, Brian?
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, if you need me, I'm only in New Jersey, the Garden State where dreams die. So if you needed someone who's just planning on, killing themselves but will be in a movie, I'm the guy.
Now you're starting to talk like me. Don't do that. Okay. So let me finish where I was going quickly, so I don't.
How dare you?
No, you're good. Keep going. Keep going.
So it was actually a blessing in disguise, even though we shot quite a bit of footage, which some of it we can still use. We decided it's not going to be a horror comedy. We thought, you know what, that's not really what people want to see anyway, because I think originally we were going the Frankenhooker, Elvira kind of direction. And it's great. But there's already a Frankenhooker and there's already an Elvira, so why don't I try to take this somewhere different? And now it's more of like a revenge type of film. I want to say like The Crow, similar to The Crow, but obviously don't have that type of budget.
Hopefully, you don't have that kind of stunt department either.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I die, at least I become a legend like Brandon Lee. Right? What a legacy. Now, when you hear stories like that, you start to wonder, like, maybe fate is real sometimes, because like it was very strange that the same how when I heard the entire story of how that actually happened, like the odds of it actually happened were so like minute. It seemed like, wow, is that actually destiny?
There's like 9 different people that fucked up something, and all that's terrifying.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy kind of Final Destination accident, you know.
Well, at least they had 4 really good sequels.
Oh, he originally had signed on for like 2 or 3 more sequels, but yeah, I pretend the others don't exist. So,
are we talking about the Crow? Because I like City of Angels. Okay.
Yeah, the second one wasn't terrible.
With Mia Kushner,
Mia Kirshner.
Yeah, that one was actually pretty. I like that one. I like the Day of the Dead.
It had a good soundtrack too.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack was great.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a long time, but that one didn't bother me. It wasn't as gut wrenching as the first one, of course, but
when they made Eddie Furlong the Crow.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Now, I can't talk too badly about Eddie Furlong because the first real movie break that I had received, I worked on a movie with Eddie Furlong, so I can't be too mean. Huh?
Was it Brain Scan?
No. I wish. It was actually a movie that ended up being called Canes, of all things. Very forgettable.
Very forgettable. Canes?
Yeah, because I worked just one day, and they had this. The prosthetics department made this huge mural of like tree sculptures, and we were supposed to be tree demons that he was looking at, because I don't remember what the whole movie was about, because I just fast forwarded basically to the part I was in. And they did all this cool, amazing, they had these latex, I mean, I don't know if they were latex, but they had the masks, and we were all like standing in these awkward positions, like about, I would say 20 feet in the air, at least 10, maybe 15 of us, all just like moving around, being this painting or mural that came to life. Well, they show it in the movie, and it goes by like that. So all of that work, is basically for nothing, for nil. So, but that job led me to my job in Albino Farm with Chris Jericho, which is what kind of gave me my first little break. So,
is that the project you worked on with Mike Lombardo over there?
I never worked with Mike Lombardo, I don't think.
We worked on a film together. I was operating under a different name. I'd rather not get into that. One of my filmmaking aliases. Christian Bale.
Not Territory, was it?
It was Batman Begins, wasn't it? Was that what we were in?
Yeah, that's what I wish.
Oh, it was Batman and Robin, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Were you Chris O'Donnell?
He was. I felt his.
They actually cast my chest for those for the plates, the suits.
Dude, you must have been 11 years old when Batman and Robin came out. You're telling me they cast your 11-year-old chest for George Clooney?
Not the muscles, the nipples.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a funny story about Chris O'Donnell as well. They always say, like, if you want to meet celebrities, go to Hollywood. Don't go to Hollywood. Go to Santa Monica and go to a costume shop called Ursula's, because I worked there for quite a while. Around Halloween, I worked there 2 seasons. I've never seen so many celebrities in my life. Like everyone from Meg Ryan to, like you said, Chris O'Donnell. And when he was walking around, he like stopped and looked longingly at that Robin costume of himself. He didn't say anything, but he was with his kid at the time. And then he just kept walking.
He's like, this is where Daddy almost shot himself.
Yeah, probably. Probably. I mean, I met Kate Hudson and Kate Beckinsale. And
so what kind of costumes are they looking for?
Their own. Kate Beckinsale was looking for Celine. And
all I can tell you about Kate Beckinsale is she's even prettier in real life than she is.
She's pretty.
Really? I mean, she walked in the store, and I've never seen anything like this in my life. Like, men, women, kids all like dropped their jobs, and everyone was silent as she just like walked around the store. And she was quite taller than I thought she would be, but I think she was wearing really high heels. And she was actually quite more voluptuous than I thought she was, because she always looks very petite, but she was very curvy actually, and that surprised me. But she might have just had her child. I don't know.
I think she had pillows stuffed in her hips under her leather suit.
Oh yeah.
She didn't come in leather. She just came in normal clothes, and everyone just.
Now she's with Pete Davidson. So does that bring her hot count down? Like, how does that work?
What was that?
Now she's with Pete Davidson from SNL. Does that bring her hot count down?
Yeah. She's having some kind of midlife crisis or something. I don't know. I
don't blame her.
Yucky. Well, I mean,
as long as he's not wearing, the Robin suit, the Joel Schumacher Robin suit with bat nipples, then we're okay.
Let's see, who else came in there that was pretty famous? I told you Meg Ryan. She didn't want to be noticed. She like literally hid in a corner and stood and didn't want anyone to see her.
She's the actress from Joe versus the Volcano, right?
Yeah, you know who Meg Ryan is. Come on.
You've got mail.
Inner space. I prefer inner space.
You've got mail.
And ironically, what's her name? Lori Loughlin or whatever that keeps coming in on the news. She came in. She was just as snooty as you would think she was.
Wait, was this the one who just got in trouble?
Yeah.
So
she was a total snob. Ricky Lake came in. Jessica Biel came in. Who everyone at the time was like all about her derriere, I'll say, but she looked really petite to me. Like I didn't see like a very large, behind or anything. So I don't know why.
Was this Ricky Lake?
No, but dunk-a-dunk.
Yeah, well, especially now, like you can't compare any normal rear end to what these women are doing to themselves now. It's just like grotesque. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
I've seen Instagram.
As a man, I don't know. But these girls, like, is it Kim Kardashian and Black China and all these women, and they're getting these like gigantic hips and like huge butts, and then their legs are really skinny, and it's just like you kind of look deformed. I mean, how's that going? What are you gonna look like in 10 years or so? Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
they have to get their custom made.
You guys are all embarrassed because you're like, it looks good. I like it.
not to me, because I can't imagine why somebody would say, I want to stick implants in my butt.
I mean, like,
here's the thing. I grew up in a time where we all wanted our butt to look smaller. We wanted to make sure our butt didn't look too big in anything. And I'll show you my butt right now. It's like there's nothing really there. So I'm happy with that. It's
I'm sure the bird look is in now, like the wide hips and the big like then there's the small.
Natural, that's fine.
That's the new look, though. I mean, everyone's going for that look. I mean,
that's what I'm striving for too.
Mike Lombardo's got that look right there.
I mean, we all got something.
And Ray Mare's got that look. And Jared's now got that look, and I'm the only one not doing this because
we're not gonna do it.
I have the butt of a gremlin, so it doesn't quite work out for me.
A butt of a gremlin.
I actually have to stuff my pants with cantaloupe to make it look like I have a butt. So yeah.
Do you have a little tail thing too?
Yeah, and then I need like a giant cucumber wrapped in tinfoil to put in the front of my pants to make it look like I have a growth deficiency.
Okay, so I have a question now. Speaking of like the Kardashian butt, that whole thing you're talking about, how the hell did you go to the bathroom when your ass is like that?
You use 2 stalls, Mike. 2 stalls. You sit on one and put your leg around the other one.
I don't understand.
And their nails too. Their nails are like this long.
I think we like had ends of them and stuff. It's like
that complicates things 100%. When you're trying to wipe your ass with gigantic nails.
I'm a natural person. It's like natural nails. I don't wear a lot of makeup. This is glamorous for me.
So these people are trying to look like giant birds with claws and big booties. That's what they're trying to look like. That's the new end.
I don't want any poison Botox in my face. I don't want any fake silicone in my chest. I don't want butt in. For God's sakes, I don't want a bigger butt or wider hips. I don't know what the hell is wrong with these women. I mean,
I think it's a mix of Instagram and PCP.
Yeah.
Instagram and PCP.
And I have fuller lips, and now I feel kind of like before it was special because fuller lips, and people were like, "Oh, your lips are pretty and nice," and now it's like every girl on Instagram has it. So I'm like, well, now I don't really feel special anymore because but at least mine are real. So
Did you know what my secret is?
Good.
Do you know what my secret is? So my secret to full pouty lips, I take a mason jar and I fill it with bees, and then I shake it up, and then I put my mouth on it and I let them sting me, just like 3 or 4 times, and then I let it go, and then it swells up, and I've got like that perfect for like 6 to 8 hours until I need to take an EpiPen.
I thought you injected pizza sauce in your lips.
Well, I do that too. Yeah, if I don't have any bees around, I inject pizza sauce or marinara into my lips.
Yeah.
So Bianca, did you survive the Instagram plague or the Instagram shutdown that happened the other day?
Oh, did it happen? That's how Pluto was.
You know what's funny? She told me she was getting off of Facebook that day, right before Facebook shut down completely.
I must have been tuned in.
Yeah.
I knew.
Guys.
It was literally like a half an hour.
I couldn't survive. I was out in the backyard rubbing 2 sticks together. I didn't know what the hell to do with my life.
I shut down my major Facebook pages. So what's this Instagram thing that happened? I don't even know.
Oh, it was the same thing. Facebook shut down and Instagram shut down along with it, and people were losing their minds. I could tell this because this is the first time that I ever went on Twitter, and on Twitter they were telling me that Facebook and Instagram was shut down. I had to find out from Twitter. And then I also found out that Pornhub spiked about 10% of users since Facebook shut down. Yeah. So
now, I personally prefer YouPorn over Pornhub, but YouPorn is actually a subdivision of Pornhub. It's just more neatly organized.
I think X videos is the king. It's real easy to adapt to. It's fun.
Next time social media crashes.
I'm just gonna throw Spankwire into the ring. This is going so horribly off the rails. So Bianca, what can we expect from Zombinatrix? Is this you said it's going to be a little bit darker in tone? It's more serious. Are we going to see a lot of gore, or are you guys going for atmospheric, or what's the thought?
Very stylized. It's going to be very atmospheric. My husband is very particular about lighting, and we both do scene. We both do set decoration together, which is my favorite part is doing set decoration and costuming. So I take care of that, but I need help in the makeup and hair department because I'm not the best at that stuff. Like, I don't usually wear makeup every day, and it probably like terrifies people. I'm sure I've seen people that have recognized me, like at, I don't know if you guys are on the East Coast, but Sheetz or at like Wawa or something. Those are convenience stores, by the way, for people who don't know.
Oh, I know what a Wawa is.
Okay. Well, we didn't have those in Texas, but anyway. So I go into those, and I'm sure people know Michael instantly because, I mean, he once he said, he was like, I swear to God, like, he's got to be like shitting me sometimes because he's like, he's like, somebody said I had like a really distinctive look when I was in college. I'm like, you think? You're like 6'2", and you're in all black leather. You have like white blonde eyebrows and white blonde hair, like down to here, and the darkest, blackest eyes I've ever seen on anyone. I'm pretty sure you have a very distinct look.
We get a lot of that at Sheetz and Wawa, though. I mean,
well, I'll give you this. My husband is not a drug user. He's not a smoker anymore, thank goodness. And he's not a, he doesn't drink. So, Sheetz and Wawa is fun to people watch if you want to see people with horrible heroin addictions and fentanyl problems and alcoholism.
Yeah, especially at like 2 in the morning. That's when they really come out.
It's not even, man, dude, around here, like, it doesn't even have to be 2 in the morning.
Is it like a 24-hour move store?
There's sweatpants, and the girl has the top knot on, and it's like blonde hair, but like pink roots, and she doesn't have any makeup or eyebrows, and her husband or boyfriend or whatever.
On a Thursday morning.
Yeah, I mean, and they've got like 5 kids in the back of the car, and I'm like, oh, that's great.
How dare they?
It's tragic. I shouldn't make fun. I'm terrible. I'm just gonna burn in hell.
Yeah. So speaking of your husband, he has a background in martial arts, correct?
Yes, martial arts and wrestling.
Whoa. So is there a lot of like fight choreography in Zombinatrix? Is there any action scenes that he had in?
There are going to be quite a few. I'm actually recovering from it. You wouldn't be able to tell from looking at me because I put on about 10 or 15 pounds, but I recently had a sports injury in my hip, and in my neck, and I'm recovering from it. But I wouldn't say I'm an athletic person because that's insulting to actual athletes who work out like 8 hours a day. But I'm a very fitness-oriented person, and I used to work out for like 3 to 4 hours a day. And
can you give Mike tips on how to work out? Because he's really into hearing about that.
Yeah, Lauren Lepre was telling me how to get my biceps more jacked. You know,
well, here's what I hate to tell you, man. It's like basically 80% your diet, 20% exercise.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah.
No more.
Skinny Mike remembers that.
This is my problem too. If I could lose that 10 or 15 if I wanted, if I just said goodbye to my little buddy here, but
oh man, Blue Moon is so good.
And so
put an orange wedge with it. It's so delicious.
Oh, I know.
So in order to lose weight, the goal is 80% you have to show up and 20% you actually have to make your movie sell.
Well, basically, when we get ready to film, I'm gonna, I'm a vegan too, so this is really hard. It's like I'm gonna.
When did you become a vegan?
Probably a year and a half ago. I've been a vegetarian most of my adult life.
So you wanted to take it to the next level. You were just like, you know what? Screw cheese. I don't need cheese in my life anymore.
Yeah, I love cheese, but for me, I mean, not to sound like a cheese ball, ironically, or cheesy, but more about just the whole factory farming thing and all that stuff. And I don't get into that stuff. Like, I don't judge people. Like, my mom comes up to visit and she's like, "Don't hate me. I'm gonna get a chicken breast or something." I'm like, do what you want, man. I don't care. I don't judge you. This is just something personally but I also, at the same time, when I had my girls, my pets, I was feeding them, like turkey and all that kind of stuff. So
well, you have to, because they're carnivores. You can't just feed your animals like vegetables and fruit.
I don't like saying I'm a vegan because that's a lifestyle. I just eat plant-based, basically. So right now, except for the beer, I'm following the TB12, which is, you guys are going to hate me, I bet. It's Tom Brady's.
He's the comedian from Canada, right? Tom Brady, comedian from Canada? Is that who that is?
Yeah, that guy,
Yeah.
Forgive Brian, he's not a sports ball guy.
Yeah. That was Freddie got fingered.
Not the greatest quarterback that's ever been in the NFL.
I didn't know Tom Brady was a quarterback. I thought his life kind of just went down after Freddie got fingered.
Oh.
So veganism. So yeah, you're right. Vegan is a lifestyle. You usually don't know who a vegan is until they tell you that they are. And I
don't do that. I don't.
They're very mysterious, these vegans. You gotta find them.
No, they're not, and we know that's the irony. They're very outspoken and annoying about it, which is why my husband and I like. Well, he told me the term. He's like, I'm a contrarian, and I said, you know what? I'm the same way, because we both. I think he and I bond so well because we really tend to question the hive mind, like. And there's something that everyone is very adamant or obsessive or moral or lecturing people about, then that's the time where you sit back and you think like, I'm not sure about all that.
Yeah. And like veganism is like really like, more like health conscious. Like, what am I putting into my body? What did this stuff have in it? And, it's kind of just, I went on a vegan diet for 3 months last year, and I lost a good amount of weight, and I felt good after a while because it's like, I'm not eating this processed food. Everything that I'm eating is stuff that I'm cooking myself or spending a shit ton of money that I don't have to buy from stores that have done it for me. And it really is an expensive but healthy lifestyle.
Our biggest problem right now is that for a long time we were doing great, and I lost like 20 pounds, which I probably didn't need to because I'm not really overweight, and I'm not like humble bragging or anything like that. I just try to be sincere. Probably 20 pounds is too much for my frame to lose, but because I think I lost some muscle tissue with that too. We were just cooking and measuring things, and we weren't buying the already processed vegan protein type things like the vegan burgers and vegan meat substitutes and things like that. We were actually just doing, straight vegetables and grains. And
got it. Have you ever tried Beyond Burger?
I love Beyond Burger.
They're good, right? It's just like a burger. They bleed and everything.
So
I hate I like a Beyond Burger, but the other day I made one, and the smell of it, it made me ill because I'm so.
It smells like crusty jugglers. I know.
Well, it's the heme, the iron, and it actually made me feel a little sick because what first stopped me from eating any kind of cow at all or beef product was I I had I don't know if you've ever had food poisoning from something.
Oh yeah.
Well, I just had Burger King before we did this live show, so I might have food poisoning. But
no, I've only had food poisoning from chicken, never from beef.
No, I had food poisoning from my step grandmother made us sausages in the morning, and it could have been beef, and it could or pork. I'm not sure, but I had never been so sick in my life at the time. I was vomiting so much, and like now, even just the smell of any kind of ground, especially ground meat or anything like that, I'm just like, ooh.
Okay.
I got food poisoning in New Jersey last year around this time after we were at the New Jersey Horror Con and Film Festival. White Tuesday won Best Feature and Best Effects. To celebrate, we went to a diner. I got roast beef and got food poisoning and puked and shit for 5 days straight.
Yeah.
It's the worst celebration ever.
So that leads Jared to a question.
Food
poisoning the vomiting to me is even worse because it's just like
or not.
I do have a question.
Oh, actually, wait 1 second, Jared. Sorry, 2 seconds. Bianca, I wanted to ask this before the topic had changed. You said you're a vegan. So how does that work when you're on set for a movie like Zombinatrix? I'm assuming you have to like eat people. Like what kind of effects? Because it's usually gelatin based and stuff. So how do you deal with that on set as a vegan?
Well, we don't have anything right now gelatin based. It's all silicone. All of the prosthetics and everything I wear, and the blood I believe is just. There are so many different types of blood available now that are marketed professionally. And most of that is just, a mix either of syrup or they have everything. They have dried blood. They have liquid blood. You don't have to make your own blood anymore. I am not going, I don't plan on eating anything raw or,
no like meat or anything like coming out for like the gore effects. Everything is silicone.
It won't be real meat, but there will be gross. It's going to be disgusting.
I just meant specifically as a vegan. I've always wondered that. I never had to work with a vegan actor before, but I always wondered what they did to substitute if that was an issue that ever arose for you.
They usually go back into like their trailer and take the cat of nine tails and whip themselves furiously, right?
I said that I framed that scene and I directed myself in that whip of the booty scene. I'm very proud of that. I set the camera. I was like, "What?" Michael was trying to do, and I was like, "No. Here, let me set it up." And I like did a few takes myself, and I was like, "There we go, we got it." Yeah, it's hard because we have a lot of people that are offering us free goods that are made from leather and are, I received eyelashes from a company the other day that they wanted me to endorse, and I realized they were made from mink fur, and I'm like, so where do I go with this? It's a gift, so I feel like I shouldn't reject the gift, and I still have leather Doc Martens. I have suede boots. I have things like that. And should I just throw those things away? They were gifts from my husband. I don't really want to throw them away. So that's why I say I'm not really a vegan. I can't say I'm completely a vegan. I also have a tattoo, and not all tattoo ink is vegan either. So it's sort of like, very strict. So I just basically say I try to eat plant-based, and I try to do the best I can.
Vegan style diet. That makes sense.
What's that? Yeah,
vegan style diets. That makes sense. Okay, so that answers my question. Now, Jared, you had something. Sorry.
A lot of alcohol is not vegan, if you believe it. The process, I guess, that they make it from. Sometimes they use like I don't know if it's the gallbladder or something from an animal that they use somehow to do that. And white refined sugar is bone char from animals. So I don't know.
That's
It's
crazy.
So hard. There's so much.
You never really think about what's in your Smirnoff Ice until you do a DNA testing.
That sounds like garbage.
Yeah, they use actual hawks and baby bunnies to make my Smirnoff Ice.
Baby bunnies, no.
And, yeah.
Jared, what were you gonna ask before I interrupted you? Sorry.
No, you're fine. It just sounds like it's a tight rope to walk when you're wanting to be vegan and also want to drink beer.
I know. I don't. That's why I don't label myself vegan. Like I said, I just say I eat plant-based. And that's it.
That's awesome. But I have kind of an immature question for you.
No,
it's healthy. I mean, you cleanse the colon.
I've asked this on a previous podcast, and I'm going to give it to you again. I don't need to have everybody here to answer it again, but this is for you, Bianca. Would you rather every time you farted have to tell somebody you farted, or your burps smell like farts?
Oh. That's a terrible question, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, we have the hard issues here at the Horror Center.
Yes.
Important life question.
You could make it a running joke with always telling someone that you farted, I guess. Like, just be like, guess what's coming? I guess.
That's a good approach. I'm going to use that.
Surprise! Guess who it was? You could be goofy about it. That would probably be better than the actual smell and taste of that coming from your own body all the time.
There's a chance you'd throw up afterwards. Every time you burp, you throw up.
Probably. And I meant to tell you earlier, after I said that I had food poisoning that time, after I had food poisoning that time, I became emetophobic, which is an extreme phobia of throwing up. So I guess I would have to say, again, I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I used to, if I thought I was going to throw up, I would just start having these panic attacks and stuff. So I guess I would just make it the running joke, not to be gross, and just people be like, yeah, she's that girl that always tells you that it's about to happen, and it happens. You're like, surprise! I just Dave Chappelle it or something. I don't know.
I think I prefer somebody to tell me they were going to fart rather than just sneaking one out and then finding out as it drips over.
You guys might want to step out for a minute, okay?
I usually, corporate meetings, birthday parties, birth of children, funerals, I usually just tell people I farted, right there and then. I have no problem with it.
It's just me, guys. I mean, I think the older you get, honestly, and I'm approaching, this will be my 40th birthday in August. So I think you get to the point where you've been through so much shit in your life, you're just like, I don't even care.
You're like, smell my shit. Who cares? Yeah.
You know what? Who cares? I mean,
exactly.
There are much more important things in life than, whatever.
That's right.
Can I ask a favor?
Yeah.
Can I run upstairs and get one more beer really quick?
No, we're going to talk. Go ahead. We're going to talk all about how the movie is called Zombinatrix and not Zombinatrix. So you're good. You have plenty of
everyone. Tell them all
you have plenty of time. So viewers, go ahead. Go get your beer.
Okay, I'll be right back.
So viewers, this movie is called Zombinatrix, not Zombinatrix. Also, Mike has the biggest guns I've ever seen in my life. He's flexed. I felt them. And his movie sells a lot.
You haven't felt my guns yet.
I haven't. I still got to get together with you and Ray.
I felt Jared's gun pressed against my hip.
Hopefully these T-shirts sell so that way I can come out and go to you guys.
We hugged, by the way.
Yeah, Horror Hound in Indy in September. Jared's talking about coming out for that.
Is he? I want to come out for that. I will go fly an airplane into Mike's backyard, and I will pick Mike up and take him with me.
I would be honored to.
Could have a horror syndicate helicopter for the East Coast.
Then we can throw condoms out the door, out the door of the helicopter. With real spikes, ripped for her pleasure with real spikes on them.
Rib prophylactics. Sorry, rib prophylactics that don't taste like ribs.
For somebody's blood.
This fucking scan.
So yeah,
nice segue, Brian.
We talked about horror movies. Oh, she's back. Okay.
I'm back.
So we talked about horror movies about 3% of this show.
I know.
It's totally cool. No, everyone has left our chat. You understand? Everyone has left our chat, and they're out now watching cat videos on YouPorn because YouTube is down.
No, it's not.
So, are you going to do any cons this year?
I can't announce. There's one I'm doing for sure, I think, but I can't announce it yet. But it's a new one, so
a new convention.
It will be announcing, but I really probably not. We really just want to focus on, unless we're invited as guests or something. I want to finish this movie. I just really want to get it over with, and then do the Zombinatrix World Tour 2020 or whatever.
Yeah, that's when you do your convention run.
See, that's what you can call. That's where you can use Dom of the Dead. Say the Zombinatrix Dom of the Dead tour.
Can I take that for real? Because
absolutely, I would be honored. Like we did for White Doomsday, we did the Winter Wasteland tour. So it's always good that you can make T-shirts with the title on it. That's a great thing.
Put all of the dates and everything. What I was saying before, another thing that's kind of changed production is that when we ran our Indiegogo or our Kickstarter, we had a perk that was you could get killed on screen by me. Well, we expected like 1 or 2 people to do that, but I think it ended up close to almost 20 people or something.
Oh, wow.
So now we have to get somehow they have to pay for their own travel, but we have to schedule them all in and write the movie around it. So
I think you're going to need a bigger whip.
I need a huge Indiana Jones bull whip.
Just kill everybody in one shot.
We were kind of thinking about that, have one scene where everyone shows up and then I just go crazy or something. I don't know.
That's not a bad idea.
That's interesting, but also a good problem to have.
Yeah, it's good because people want to be in the movie.
Exactly.
It's kind of disappointing that not that as many people wanted to buy the DVD. But, to be honest, I didn't see the trailer yet. So once we have a trailer, and I think we have a big enough fan base that, let's say we sell this one DVD for every fan we have, then we've sold, over 27,000 DVDs like that. So that's just being hopeful. That doesn't mean it's going to happen.
It just seems like everyone always wants to be a movie star, but no one has the money to buy a movie.
I know, right?
Right?
Then you got those people that buy the movie, they just fast forward to the part they're in.
Well, at least they bought.
I heard about this movie that's got this weird demon tree painting in it.
Try to watch that movie and you'll understand.
Do you want to elaborate on this inside joke? I don't think the person you guys are making fun of is watching right now.
No, I was joking about the Edward Furlong.
Oh, Eddie Furlong.
Oh, it's Eddie Furlong.
I've tried to watch Eddie Furlong movies before. I understand. Except
he was Bozo the Clown in that Crow movie, right?
Yeah.
He was the Crow, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was the Crow.
Was it Wicked Prayer or something like that?
Wait, is that the one with Tara Reid?
Yeah, that's the one with Tara Reid.
I feel really bad. I can't make fun of either of them. They really need help. Both of them do.
Wait, who? Who? Edward Furlong and Tara Reid?
Yeah.
Edward Furlong was in the Night of the Demons remake. Come on, he's doing fine.
Tara Reid's in like all the Sharknadoes. She's doing great. She's got money pouring out the ears.
Yeah, but look at her body and look at her. How she's like 2 years older than me or something, and she looks really sick.
When I saw
she's actually 103.
She's right out of the right chalice. No, on the Urban Legend Blu-ray, there's the documentary. They interview her. She looks terrible.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
It's sad.
It's sad. I know. And even when I was working with Eddie Furlong, he was very polite to everyone. The first thing he did was pass out on the couch before it was needed for his scene. So,
have you ever worked with Corey Feldman?
I'm about to do a convention with Corey Feldman. That's the one.
Okay, if he asks you to be an angel, you tell him no.
No, I don't know. It's some kind of like, and I don't want to be mean to Corey Feldman either because I know he's been through a lot, but I also think he
was stabbed.
I know. I know. No, trust me. I think he's kind of like Michael Jackson. Like he was victimized, but he's also a predator kind of himself. So it's sort of like you gotta watch out for those guys.
Yeah.
You feel sorry for them, but at the same time, it's like,
yeah, no, you want to
put the brake on.
Yeah, I mean, like I've met Corey Feldman a few times. I don't think he remembers me. Whatever. The last convention I did with him was at Bizarre AC2, and everyone who worked with him, they said he was a total nightmare, except for one person. But I can only imagine the stuff that he did. I did a whole article about how he got stabbed, and then I had to keep changing. I had to keep updating the article because everything that came out is like, oh, he's like, I was stabbed by a needle. It didn't pierce the skin, but I'm in the hospital. And it's like, what the hell, dude? What exactly happened to you? And apparently he's fine. But the post itself had like,
he's getting blood drawn. That's what happened to him.
Yeah. I've read some. I go to the blind websites, the like Crazy Days and Nights and Blind Items and stuff. And I read. What's that?
The dark web?
No, I don't go there. It's probably too dark for me. I read some of the things that allegedly have happened to some of these kids, like when they were younger, and their parents like pushed them into show business, and it's just what a nightmare. Like that's why it's like, you know, sure they had the huge fame and the huge amount of money that they don't have anymore.
Yeah.
But look at how messed up they are. Like I think I'd rather. And when did it ever become a bad thing just to be like middle class or anything like that? Who cares, you know? Like,
yeah.
You can just do what you love and have a nice place like outside of Hollywood, and not nice, but it doesn't have to be a mansion. It can just be like a normal, nice house. And like, what's wrong with that? That's my dream, you know? Just.
Well, the answer to that is cocaine.
Yeah. And see, I actually used to use cocaine, but I quit when I was 19. Like that was my present to myself for my 19th birthday, because between the ages of 15 and 19, I was a really heavy drug user. I did everything, you know. I did except shrooms and I did acid a few times, but I did, you know, heroin, meth, coke. I did it all. LA the first time, like I was doing, like I started on meth, and then they didn't really have meth there. They had it in Texas, but then they had like ice, so I would smoke that stuff. And then everybody was like, no, what we do here in LA. I was like doing cocaine, and then I just got to the point where I was just like, you know what, this isn't me. So I just moved back home and I got clean, and I just.
You're like, fuck these drugs, I'm going vegan.
Well, I kind of am still drunk a little bit, but...
But you have this awesome horror movie coming out, and it's got like that whole like 80s feel to it, like the 1-900 number. Like, yeah, and so like when you're... Do you listen... Do you listen to a lot of synthwave? I feel like you listen to synthwave. Or
I would love to, but you know, I was just while I was getting ready, I was listening to Prince's Purple Rain. But
oh, that's a great album.
yeah, it is. Great movie too. Like it's but it's great.
I love 1999. That's one of my favorite albums too.
I like Darling Nikki. That's a dirty song, but I love it.
Oh, Darling Nikki?
Yeah.
Yeah, Darling Nikki's cool. I am a huge fan of the one song Bambi from his first album, his self-titled album Prince. It's got a really kick-ass guitar solo.
Oh, he was just the best.
I really love Princes of the Universe.
And what was the first one? Dirty Mind, When You Were Mine. That was an awesome song. Cyndi Lauper covered it. And I'm a huge Prince fan. So I mean,
I love Prince.
Boys and motherfucking girls.
I mean, what did they say? Prince was the only guy that could show you a girl and then steal her wardrobe, and probably look better in.
He would probably look better in it.
Yeah, well, in the Batman soundtrack, they said that the moaning sound was actually Kim Basinger. He recorded them having sex, and that was actually her moaning in the one song they did. Not Bat Dance. There's no moaning in Bat Dance unless you're trying to do the Bat Dance yourself.
There was an eye dance that there is.
I need to go back and revisit those movies because.
Wait, is that Butt Dance or Bat Dance?
Well, Butt Dance is the Bat Dance.
No, I met Butt Man earlier today.
Oh, okay.
I did meet the Butt Man at the mall.
Yeah.
Now, was Prince on the first soundtrack of the first Tim Burton Batman?
Yeah, the first one.
Him and Danny Elfman did the entire soundtrack for the first movie.
See, I knew nothing about Tim Burton back then because I was just a kid. But I had already loved Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big Pee Wee Herman fan. I had loved Beetlejuice, and when that new Batman came out, I was so excited. I went out and I bought. And I usually don't do things like that because I'm not big into like labels or anything. But I went out and I bought this like white T-shirt with the fluorescent pink logo with the black bat on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so excited about it, and I just knew all the Prince songs before it even came out. That was
Did you have any of the Batman toys like the cave it came with and the Batmobile?
No, I didn't have the toys or anything. I was more. I don't know. Like back then, I actually was really into Japanese comics before they became a lot more popular because I had access to them because my father owned a model kit company called Lunar Models. Mm-hmm. And before I had ever been to any horror conventions or anything, or if they even existed back then, we would go to Trekkie conventions and sci-fi conventions, and we'd sell model kits, and it was kind of like a sci-fi / so I would meet all of these Japanese comic book dealers, and I just really was into the manga and that kind of stuff. I'm not as into it now, but you know, as a little kid, I was into it.
But you got to be around like Akira. Like that's my favorite manga.
Yeah.
Neo Tokyo and all that fun stuff. But that's pretty cool. I mean, like, you know, getting into like manga before it was cool. Nowadays, like everyone, their mother dresses up as cosplay for like, you know, Japanese.
Well, I got teased a lot. My best friend was she was from Vietnam, but she was Cantonese, so she was Chinese, and I would watch all of these movies, just movies that actually a lot of the movies that Quentin Tarantino decided to pick up, like I think what was that, Hong Kong Express or something Express.
No, you're right.
All of those films that he had picked to re-release, like with Fei Wong and people like that. I knew all the Cantonese Hong Kong pop stars, and I was really into, not K-pop because it wasn't Korean, but it was like Hong Kong pop, like the way they dressed and everything. So I had a subscription to the magazines and everything, and I couldn't read, them. I had my friends translate them for me, but I love the music and I love the movies and that culture. And she was my best friend for 7 or 8 years, but I got teased mercilessly at school for like.
And now look at all those people that you went to school with. They're all probably all grown up. Like, man, my life is so boring. I hate going to church every Sunday. It is the absolute worst. I keep praying for all these sins, and they do nothing for me. And it's like, oh my God, did you see Bianca Allaine? She's making this movie. Yeah, she was the kid we used to make fun of for liking stuff that we all like now, but we
I don't
like
think anyone would notice. I was so I always had a lot of friends, but I hung out with the ESL crowd a lot, which was the English as a Second Language crowd. So a lot of my friends were foreign. I had friends from all over the world, and I just like found them so interesting. And this was, you know, going on when I was living in the Bible Belt of Texas, and yeah, I mean, I just really sought out people that were different because I guess, you know, I felt different. I wasn't a jock or a prep. I was very studious. I was always on the honor roll and you know, all of that stuff. Like grades were very important to me. Not missing school was very important to me. I wasn't super athletic, but I was very active. I took drama, but I was very shy. I took choir for 2 or 3 years, so I sang for a long time. I don't know. I just, art was my big thing. Art and science were my 2 favorite subjects. I'm a huge anatomy nerd and biology, and I also have a lot of interest in like esoteric spirituality and just religion and theology in general. So I don't know. I'm just don't really fit in with anybody.
Kind of all over the place.
Well, you sound like the jack of all trades, and you know it was very awesome having you on the show tonight.
Oh, thank you.
I want to just go do a round table style. Does anyone have any final questions or thoughts for our guest tonight?
No, she's very interesting.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, let's
Yeah.
So let's
give me some kind of question. Come on.
Well, is the script finished for Zombinatrix?
It's 2/3 finished. We're working on the first act because that's the most integral part of how we have so many options of how I actually become a zombie. We have we've probably got 35 books upstairs, and I'm not joking at all that we've purchased, not with the Zombinatrix funds, just out of our own pocket, on how to, you know, write a script the correct way. And, you know, we've been tossing around a lot of ways. We're just not 100% sure yet how my character is resurrected, just to make it a perfect integration. You know what I mean? Everything else is finished. Act 2 is great. Act 3 is perfect. I mean, not perfect, but, you know, we're confident in it. It's just the intro of, you know, how does it happen? And
that is important.
That's the key, you know, that's the big part. So it's just, we're working on it every day. We work on it. We have our note cards and we go on walks and we talk about it. We go to Starbucks sometimes. I quit caffeine, like slowly, but you know.
How much more casting do you guys have to do?
Not much, since we have so many extras.
Tell you, Brian's not that far away.
Okay.
Appreciate the love.
Now, the only thing about Brian is he will not do topless scenes.
That's right. Bottomless is fine, but I won't.
Bottomless is cool, you know, like if you're gonna do the Burt Reynolds.
And do I have to be vegan when I come on the set?
No.
I kind of want to be like half vegan, half pescatarian, but not Presbyterian.
It's a total vegan set.
No. Guys, remember, I keep telling you, I don't say I'm vegan anymore.
She's plant-based.
It's a lifestyle. I just eat plant-based, and I don't want to wear fur, and even wearing leather for me is
fur gets very hot at this time of year now because we're entering.
I have a lot of faux fur, and it looks great. So
yeah.
Cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But I can't say I'm vegan because I'd be a hypocrite, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Did I just like Kane Hodder like choking someone?
Yeah, that was me.
So,
okay.
But we're gonna get to you last, okay? But I'm gonna start this off. My name is Brian Enright. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at The Hard You, but you can follow me on Facebook at Brian Enright. And up next we have Jared Letourneau. Jared, where can we find you?
You guys can follow me on Facebook at Jared Letourneau or on the Twatverse at zombie_survivor. Thanks, Bianca, for joining us tonight. It was a fun talk.
You're welcome.
You're welcome aboard anytime again.
Anytime, guys. Just let me know.
Thank you very much, Jared. Up next, we have award-winning director, Abs of Steel, Arms of Pure Stone, Mike Lombardo. Mike, where can we find you?
Don't forget about that.
I actually go by the name Cookie Lips now. Just so you guys.
That's what I heard yesterday or the other day.
Mike Cookie Lips Lombardo. You can find me on hard copy, and also Facebook.com/ReelSplatter. Now that's real with 2 E's, like a reel of film. ReelSplatter.com, and most importantly, ScreamTeamReleasing.com, where you can pick up your copy of I'm Dreaming of a White Doomsday on Blu-ray, DVD, or VHS. Thank you, Bianca, for being on. It was a pleasure talking to you again this week.
You're welcome. It was good to see you again.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike. And last but not least, our president of the Hard Syndicate, Ray Merrick. Where can we find you?
Yeah, around.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ray. And, of course, last but not least, Bianca, please shamelessly promote yourself with everything that you are doing and let the viewers know where can we find you.
Okay, well, I just disconnected myself entirely from Facebook, so you will not find me there. But you can find my movie at facebook.com/Zombinatrix, and I will spell it for you just to be an asshole. ZOMBINATRIX, or you can visit Zombinatrix.com, which is spelled the same, ZOMBINATRIX.com, to donate funds, because we're still raising movie funds, and you can pre-order your Blu-ray, T-shirts, enamel pins, your name on a tombstone, a part in the film, all kinds of cool stuff, posters by State of Star Designs, everything. Or you can go to videovamp.net, which is our production company, videovamp.net, or Instagram. We don't have a lot of followers there yet, but it's just Zombinatrix as well. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming.
I answer questions from things. I just decided I needed to disconnect from my rabid, weird fan base.
I don't blame you. I mean, that's a lot of people coming at you. I mean, you don't need that kind of negativity in your life.
Well, I really want, it was distracting, and I really want to focus on the movie right now, so that's my biggest priority.
Well, I cannot wait. I personally cannot wait to see this movie. It looks really cool with the retro synth sounds and looks of the 80s.
Man, I
can't wait to get my Blu-ray.
I can't tell you who is wanting to do our sound, to compose the movie yet, but it's pretty cool.
Brian does that too. He's a jack of all trades.
But this person is pretty cool. I can't tell yet because we don't have any contracts signed, but it's gonna be awesome.
That's cool.
And I hope there's gonna be 1 million sequels, so there's always a chance for everyone else to get involved. Anyone who wants to.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show, and everyone watching out there, please have a safe night and great weekend.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Good night.